Hey everybody, and welcome to the List Critics. I'm NecroVMX. I have Tanya with me.
Hello.
And a special guest co-host. I have James Fazzuglio, Vice President of Casora Studios. How you doing, James?
Doing good.
Okay. James is joining us because we were just recording something else, the three of us together, which is already up on YouTube. But by the time you see this, that'll be up. But we said, you know what? We're going to do List Critics now. Why not? Why don't you hang out, James? Why don't you stick with us? Especially since Tanya might have to cut out early, so that's good that we have one. Now, I do want to address the fact that we did not have an episode of List Critics or List Critics 2 in April. This is the May episode. The reason is because, well, first of all, me and Tanya have been extremely busy, and then I had phone issues. Tanya had computer issues, and then by the time we did get together and we were actually recording, and we got a little bit into the episode. And then Tanya had to leave because she got a phone call. A friend of hers was having a baby, and she had to leave immediately.
Whose middle name has my name. Yay!
Yes, partially named after Tanya. And then we just never got to record, and we just said, you know what, April's going to be a skip month. Not the first time. In April 2013, we didn't do an episode.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Starting a running tradition there?
That's when I moved.
Yeah.
So, but in 2014 we did episodes in April. But anyway, let's start off with Tumblr Gets Deep, as we usually do. Tumblr Gets Deep. We have 21 of them this time. The first one here, Lady Gollum says, does it say in the rules that the president can't be a dog? Sister C says, the president has to be at least 35 years old and have been a U.S. resident for at least 14 years. That is too old for a dog. And Retroactive Bakeries replies with 35 years is just 7 dog years. There is no legal obstacle there. I think that the 35 years is in human years, though.
I'm trying to imagine like Silas, like, you know, going woof to like foreign leaders, you know.
Yeah, you know, they'll say something like, "Well, I think we ought to bomb, you know, this and that." He'll be, "Oh," and I'll be like, "Silas agrees." And
Silas agrees.
Yeah, whenever me and Tanya are talking, and woof, and I go, "Silas agrees." Okay, in this next one, King Shamer 69 says, I wonder if my pets have like a proper language, and when I try to speak back to them, I'm just speaking jargon. Like, for example, my cat always speaks to me when I come home, and I meow back to her, and she'll meow again, even though I don't think twice about it. To her, it's probably a situation where it's like, her, I'm glad you're home. Me, tax benefits. Her, why do you always do this? Why do you always do this?
Oh, jeez.
That was good. I like
that one. Trilling Conclusion says, babies and college students, ability to sleep anywhere, random bouts of crying, will eat almost anything, enjoy watching cartoons, known for their messiness, brains are in a constant state of absorbing knowledge, irregular sleep schedules, and often serve bland, mushy foods.
Okay.
So college students are babies, or babies are college students.
Pretty much.
I prefer to think that babies are college students.
Babies are college students.
And they're just really tired. They got a lot of pressure from their professors, and that's why they're screaming all the time. You'd scream, too, if you had to deal with that shit. France Fandom says, you ever think about the other sperm you beat out to exist? The astronauts, the rappers, the concert pianists? But you, the Tumblr blogger, you won. Wow. There you go. Good Son says, why do people hate pineapple on pizza so aggressively? Why are they afraid to love? Because it's wrong. It's just wrong.
You don't put pineapple on pizza. Although my wife will disagree with me on that one, though.
What do you think, James? You're from New York. You know that's wrong.
Terrible.
It's a travesty. It took me a long time to warm up to the idea of chicken on a pizza. Pineapples.
Yeah, actually, it took me years to warm up to that.
Yeah, years, exactly. It took me a long time to warm up to that. It's not bad if it's done right. If it's done wrong, it's completely awful.
Oh, yeah.
Really Lame Blog says, don't insult someone's smile. What the fuck? It's something that happens naturally when they're happy. Just let them fucking be. Why would you try to knock someone down like that? Unwanted Geese replies with, or their laugh. Like, seriously, fuck you. Well, some people do have some seriously obnoxious laughs. Like, you ever hear somebody's like, heh, heh, heh?
I no lie, I had a girl, back in the past.
Gonna take you back to the past.
And she was, literally, this is how, I can't really do it, but this is how she kind of like laughed. She would go, I'd say something funny, and then you'd hear,
that's not terrible.
Oh, I can't do it, but it was so high-pitched.
Okay.
It went right up your spine. It was like nails on a chalkboard.
Because what you did didn't sound that bad.
No, I can't do it. I really can't do it. It was almost like Kefka's laugh, but much higher. You know? And she did it with this weird cadence. She was just like...
You know, I never laugh the same way twice. Like, you've probably heard how sometimes I'll laugh one way and sometimes I'll laugh another way.
Oh, yeah.
It's weird. Stephen Hawqueen says, the U.S. is unreal. Like, girls can't wear shorts to school. You can literally lose your job for being gay, and unarmed black children are brutally murdered on the regular. But old white people are still like, what a beautiful country. I can freely carry a gun for no reason, and some of our mountains look like presidents. God bless. Peaceful Moon replies with, this is literally it. This is what it's like.
Wow.
Well, you know, I mean, you could say that, like, girls can't wear shorts to school, and there's some countries where they can't even show their faces in public. So, relatively, we're doing pretty good.
We're all about equality over here.
Well, we're trying. We're trying. You know what I mean? Some places aren't trying. We're not perfect, but we're trying. Helioisk says, so many potatoes in the world are waiting for me to eat them. I think we found Andrew's Tumblr.
Yep. Yep.
Spooky Folk says, stop for just 1 second. Think about all the people you've secretly had a crush on, all the people you found attractive but never said anything to, any stranger you've temporarily fallen in love with on public transportation, all the people you've dreamt of and thought of in the early mornings, and now take a moment to realize that they're lizards, all of them. They were all reptilian in disguise.
No.
That went in a very stupid place.
No,
Yes,
I can't
it did.
do that.
Yes, it did.
That's against... You can't do that on TV.
This is not TV, this is YouTube! Better than TV. Curvella says, Tumblr made me a much more tolerant and less judgmental person. Like my cousin be like, oh my god, look at that bitch eyebrows. She drew them in damn near her hairline. And I'm like, shrug, maybe the bitch wanted to have eyebrows in her hairline. You don't know shit about her life.
Oh, okay.
Can I just say that when I see women with drawn-on eyebrows, I find that insanely unattractive?
I find it unattractive, however, I have, obviously I've never done it. I've never, got rid of my eyebrows. I never will.
Why would you do that?
I would never do that. But I will say that I came close one time when I was...
Is there fire involved in the story?
No, there was wax involved. Hot, blazing wax. And I was doing my eyebrows, and I kind of missed, and I caught like enough of it on the very tip.
So you almost gave yourself a facial Brazilian.
I almost did. Almost did. I came very close. I was like, oh, shit.
Wow. And then some women get them tattooed.
How about no?
Yeah. Like, wow, congratulations, you can now never change your expression. Dumbass. Okay, here's a one we've seen before, whether it was on List Critics 2, official United States. I guess the official Tumblr of the United States. Reblog if you're tired of fake Sesame Street fans.
Wow.
That's funny. A confused bird says, let's bring back the term cats when referring to a group of people. For example, see you cats later. Pros, it's gender neutral. You get the chance to look like a cool jazz musician, and you can compare all your friends to cats. Always good. Cons? None.
Let me try this out. I'll see you cats later.
I say that sometimes. Like, I'll say somebody's a real cool cat.
It's a real cool cat. I can get that.
I don't do it all the time. Look, sometimes I'll say, like, if I really think something's awesome, I'll say that's a cat's ass.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I just said cat's ass, and you said you can get behind it.
I can get behind cat's ass. Are you kidding? I wake up, I'm behind a cat's ass. Okay?
Well, they love to sit right directly on your eyeballs.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Seriously, she's right on my chest, and her butt is right in my face. I mean, come on, you know.
Okay.
That's a real catastrophe.
Oh
God, James, that was Armageddon time.
Yeah, are you
right
Jesse
there.
in disguise?
Yeah.
Socially challenged nerd says, what if lawnmowers are so loud because they have to cover the screams of the grass being massacred? Adobe Outdesign replies with a picture of the turning off the computer dialogue from Windows.
Wow.
That sounds like something that Andrew would reply with if I say something horrible, and he just replies with turning off the computer. So I've texted him some sick shit, and he'll be like, I'm turning off my phone now. Okay, Florum writes, my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard because damn right I took a 3-year catering course. They better taste bloody amazing. You know, it's not hard to fuck up milkshakes. So.
I don't think so.
It's ice cream and milk. It's not complicated.
I mean, if you just forget the milk and put, like, you know, soy in it, you know. Yeah.
Okay,
Soy?
well, I guess that is a way to fuck it up. Thank you,
Oh,
guys.
soy. Oh,
It's going to be a soy milk Froger milkshake.
Jeez, you're killing me over
Soy
here,
shake.
man.
That is gross. That's like milk with pulp.
Oh.
Slaughter of the Weeaboos says, people my age have children. What the hell? I am a children.
Okay.
So you're a couple of people. Got it.
Dead grammar, though. Bully!
Dead
Bully
grammar.
says, party at my house, bring food, then leave. Okay. Damn.
At least they're honest.
Yeah, you're getting points for that.
Okay, I like this one. Niaz says, well, they're the only one username I could see here. Says, did you know that heck is a combination of hell and fuck, a word created of two bad words that is treated as the lamest word ever when in reality it is double bad? The next person says, sounds like shucks. It's a mixture of suck and fuck, and then you realize that Goofy used to say that all the damn time. Another next person says, I figured both those out at 4:37 a.m. in the morning eating a bowl of mac and cheese in the dark. Oh, I think it's the same person replying. And they said, I am too high for this. And then the next one is, no.
Wow.
I love Stone.
Tumblr, fucking up people's childhoods. Save it one day at a time.
Yeah. Tumblr, where stone people go to talk.
Yep.
Here's another one. I can't see the usernames in this one either, but the first person says, imagine reading a book of all the lies you've told. The next person says, I don't know what kind of lives y'all are leading, but this sounds like the boringest shit. Yes, I sent that email. Yeah, I like your outfit. I was sick. My mom said no. No, I wasn't crying. Yes, I read the terms of service.
Yes, I read the terms of service.
The next person says, what about a book of all the lies people have told you? And then the next one says, oh, how the tables have turned. Actually, when it says, oh, how the tables have tabled is what they actually say. So there you go. Wow.
They're going to know how the tables have flipped.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, and this next one, Cola Canned Teeth says, imagine an entire room and it's all bed. No floor, just bed. You roll too far to one side, don't worry, bed's still there. All is bed. Kid Pocket replies with a picture of a soft room, which is basically what they're talking about, with a person in a straitjacket, you know. And the fandoms are cool, replies with, aw, the room comes with a comfy-looking hug jacket.
Okay.
Yeah. That's like, you know, that moment when you think of something and it already exists, right? Okay, so, you know how, like, you'll see on food it'll be Best Buy, you know, and there'll be the date, but then there's, like, a few numbers after the date, and it looks like it all kind of smooshes together?
Yeah.
And it shows this picture of this, like, a giant piece of fruit or something, and it says Best Buy, October 2nd, 2015, but right after the 15 is like a 1441. So, Armady Fresh says, the year is 151441. Humanity is on its last string of life. Food is scarce. The last bottle of maple syrup is expired. Hope is drying fast.
Hope it's trying.
And Arn Addison replies with, the Canadians have fallen.
Oh my god.
I guess it's a jug of maple syrup. It's hard to tell from the picture. Okay, this next one, this is the last one. Katrina says, you know skinny jeans are going to go out of style eventually, but we're going to keep wearing them. They're going to become mum jeans, parent style. People are going to be like, oh my god, Dad, your jeans are so tight. It's so embarrassing. Please put something else on. And you're going to be like, oh yes, because those flappy and practical things are so much better. And you will feel superior. But really, you will be uncool. You will be uncool and you won't see it, just like your parents. This is your fate.
I don't wear skinny jeans.
Neither do I. I like to be comfortable. I don't wear jeans at all, actually. I'm a cat.
If I want something up my crack, I'll wear a G-string. I mean, come on, you know.
And when don't you want something up your crack, right?
No, I don't.
Hey-o.
So rating this out of 21, this was a particularly strong set this time. I'm going to give it a 20. Tanya, what do you say?
I'm going to say 19.
James?
15.
15. Oh my god, that's low. James is not impressed.
I'm impressed.
Okay, well, let's go to the Twitter version. 15 Twitter jokes everyone should read. We start with all at Dulce Tri. He says, I know I haven't talked in a while, but I've been thinking about us a lot, and I was wondering if you remembered the name of that burrito place.
It's called my butt. Okay.
It has potential.
I don't
but
care
it's
for the
also-
burritos that come out of your butt. Dan O'Brien at other Dan O'Brien says, Dog restaurant. Is the book report any good? Yes, sir. How's it prepared? A 9-year-old stay up till 3 a.m. to finish it. Ooh, I'll have that. You know what? That's like a funny joke that they just went on too long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It should have stopped at the beginning part. Jazzmaster at Jazzmaster says, Daddy, what's a tunnel? Son, we've been through this. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad.
I'm not impressed so far.
No, well, sometimes these are pretty bad. This is a pretty bad grouping so far. Refried Beans at Farmajan writes, In hell, me, sneeze, the devil, bless you. Me, waving as I float to heaven. Ha ha, fool! The devil, damn you! Me, floating back to hell. Dang.
That was a little better.
That's like a season 1 of Mad TV sketch, you know?
Yeah.
Joe L at JoeLou72 says, Bumblebees don't sting you, they just ignore you. And in some ways, that hurts a lot more. Okay, that's cute.
You know, actually, I thought I was stung or bitten by a bumblebee back when I was a kid.
Bumblebees don't sting.
Do they bite?
They do bite.
Yeah, I was bitten by one then.
Joe, oh, that's the same one. Alex Rogoski at Alex Rogoski says, a volcano is still considered active as long as it's erupted in the past 10,000 years. So yeah, Doctor, you can put very sexually active. Well, that's one way to get past that question, I guess.
Yeah.
John at John Rule says, happy 3rd anniversary, glass of water next to my bed. Oh, that's gross.
Well, God.
It's probably got its own little ecosystem going, you know?
So that's how James Cameron got the inspiration for Avatar.
Oh.
Snap!
Snap. Sean Leahy at the Punning Man says, on deathbed, tell my wife... Yes, tell her what? Tell my Wi-Fi provider their broadband speeds were moderate at best. Dies.
Moderate
at best.
Wow.
That is some epic last words right there, man. I'll tell you what. Kyle Lippert at Kyle Lippert says, I'm not saying this bro at the gym is on steroids, but a drop of his sweat fell to the floor and grew into someone to spot him as he did squats. I would love to see that as an animation.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Joe West at Joe S says, woman, got the time? Holds up wrist. Oh, you don't wear a watch? Just wait. A parrot lands on my wrist. It's 7 p.m. That's awful. That's awful. That's awful. Stop. Joe West, stop it. Stop. Dude, stop. Mike Primavera at Primawesome. Oh, we've seen this guy before. He says, every one of Johnny Depp's scarves is from a magician he's killed. Mike Primavera, maybe you need to stop.
Go back to your day job. And if it's your day job, then you might want to start collecting your unemployment checks.
Yeah. Brent something at Brent Sandera says, first date, what the fuck is that? It's clearly a wheelbarrow full of condoms, which we won't be needing if you don't lose the attitude. Wow. Swisher Girl at Swisher Girl 24 says, my dentist told me I need a crown. I was like, I know, right?
Oh, that was stupid.
I kind of hate that person. I kind of hate that person. Ugh. Oh, there's my phone going. Something's going on there. All right. A spaceman at Adam Wrench says, do you suffer from depression or anxiety? You may be a human being living in a chaotic world of alienation and violence. Sounds about right to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's not funny. That's just true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And finally, Fred Delicious at Fred Delicious says, help, I'm covered in chameleons and no one believes me.
Oh, God.
Chameleons don't actually blend into their surroundings. But...
No.
Okay, that was weak. Out of 15, I'm going to say 3. James, what do you say?
1.
1.
2.
2, yeah. 1, 2, 3. It's easy as ABC. All right. I do have another one. I don't know if this will become a thing, but I have a Facebook thing here. It's 18 funny little moments found on Facebook.
Okay.
I hope these actually are funny. Okay, this one, the name is redacted, but it says, I was offered sex today with a 21-year-old girl. In exchange for that, I was supposed to advertise some kind of bathroom cleaner to my friends. Of course, I declined because I'm a person of high moral standards with a strong willpower. Just as strong as Ajax, the super strong bathroom cleaner. Now available scented with lemon or vanilla.
Oh, God. That was funny.
Okay, I get that.
That's kind of like that Simpsons where Krusty was trying to be all like alternative, but he just went back to being a shill because it was in his blood. Let me just see. I heard a phone alert. I was like, oh, hold on. Something with Kazara Studios, so let me see what this is. I just want to see if this is important. Give me a moment. Facebook. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm fucking it. Oh, he's going slow because it's updating the Facebook app. Oh, it was just telling us that your post, Tanya, your post in the public group is just really popular.
Well, that's a good thing. Okay.
Okay, so here's this one. Happy 27th birthday to the best son a mom could ask for. Redacted. You are truly one of a kind. And then the kid replies with, Mom, I'm 26.
Oh my God.
You know, I had a problem with that with my dad. He always got my age wrong. He would always say I'm older, like 1 year older than I am.
Well, I always say I'm 29.
Yeah, you've been 29 for a while. Yeah. So, here's another post. I just went to a place where girls came up to me and asked me if I want a drink. Seriously, I'm shocked. And then somebody replies to, did she have a notepad and asked if you wanted food as well?
Okay.
I mean, that's their job, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this is quite a thread. Okay. A shout-out to Redacted for reaching out, cupping her hands, and catching vomit as I held our child at arm's length and danced in place. I've never been so humbled, but you win. You love her more. I concede. So I guess that's his wife. And then she replies with, if you'd asked me yesterday if I was capable of such a thing, maybe getting flogged by that exam today made me an emotionless, vomit-catching robot. But seriously, cleaning vomit out of the carpet is so much more worse than washing your hands. I'm dead inside. And then the guy replies with, we should rip the carpet out and put in sawdust. And then the woman says, or maybe peanut shells like those classy restaurants where your table is made out of a barrel. And then he says, or put one of those cones they put on dogs around her head. And then she says, she'd drown. And he says, snorkel. And then she says, genius, draw up the plans.
Uh-huh.
Well, you know, I guess, you know, being a new parent does make it kind of crazy. It's not so much that it's like funny. It's like a little slice of life. It's actually pretty funny, you know? Okay, this one says, a cop just pulled me over for being in the HOV lane without a passenger. Not so fast, I cautioned with a sly, arrogant confidence. You might want to check the trunk before you write that ticket.
God.
Oh, my.
Oh, my.
5 points to Gryffindor.
Yeah, this is a sad one. This person says, I didn't cry at my wedding, but I cried during the new Star Wars trailer. Ooh. And that was shared by lamebook.com. So there you go.
Well, I will say the new Star Wars trailer is fucking amazing. But anyway.
Yeah, but you shouldn't cry during it. That's lame, dude. This person says, on my flight to Dunedin last night, the cabin crew announced a serious problem. There was a fly inside the plane, and it had been annoying them so much they were offering a reward of 2 cookies to whoever provided them with the fly carcass. So out come the Kia Aura magazines. There were so many swatting attempts up and down the plane when a kid finally yells he's got it. The plane cheers and an air host man comes and conducts a sort of cookie-bestowing ceremony for the boy, thanking him for his brave service. People must visit this country and think we're a bunch of weirdos. What country? Where is Dunedin? I gotta look that up.
Yeah, please do.
Find out what country that is. That's New Zealand. Okay, that makes sense.
That's great.
I like that, the cookie ceremony. That's awesome.
That was great.
Alright, this next one says, I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I know I need to advance the main quest, but instead I faff about doing side quests because the main quest is intimidating and I don't feel like I've leveled up enough to be able to handle it.
Well, that's
an
a good
apt metaphor.
Yeah.
I give that person a cookie.
I give him a brownie.
Okay, so this person posts a picture of himself. It's a guy, he posts this selfie, and he's quite sunburned. He's very red. And his name happens to be Kyle Burns. This other person, Nikki, says, now your name is an accurate sentence.
Ooh.
James is BRB. Alright. Let's see. This next one says, proud I haven't been on Facebook much lately. Been too busy spending time with Babe. And the next person says, good, that means less selfies. The original says, LOL, fuck you. And somebody else says, you have 11 posts yesterday. And then another person says, posting on Facebook to declare how you don't spend time on Facebook. Nice logic. And then somebody else says, this, lol. And somebody else says, laughing my fucking ass off at these call-outs. He was being called out. Or she.
I like that.
Yeah. This person says, an archaeologist has developed a technique that can detect poison residue on ancient weapons. And then the next person says, lick, bang. Carol, we need another intern.
I like that one.
Well, licking it will detect the poison.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that that's a very efficient method, but,
Well, it's efficient to an extent.
Yeah. So, I love this. This person posts a picture of a Whopper. It's out of the wrapper, and there's a pickle, like a pickle slice, sitting on top of the bun. Right?
Okay.
And it says, so the missus picked me up at Burger King on the way home and asked for extra pickle on my burger. Well played, Burger King. Well played.
That is funny.
That would make me want to punch them, but then again, that's why I don't go to Burger King, because fuck Burger King.
I don't go to Burger King.
I hate Burger King. Hate it. I'm a Wendy's man.
I go to Wendy's, yeah.
Farted on the bus today, and 4 people turned around. Felt like I was on The Voice. But did they applaud? This person says, the word quit is not in my vocabulary, except for when I'm really tired and or the task at hand becomes too challenging. Well,
oh, so like every day. Okay.
Yeah. Every minute of every day.
Yeah.
This person says, guy at the store was cleaning the mirror. A group of obnoxious teens walk by. One girl looks at him and says, yeah, clean that mirror. I can't see myself. Guy cleaning says, obviously, because you wouldn't have gone out looking like that if you could. Brilliant!
Oof. Snap.
Ouch. Snap. This one says, at least one like, and I'll get drunk all by myself. And then he likes his own post, and then replies to his own post with, okay. Okay. This person's name is Alexander. They post, just finished eating a raw chicken breast. Somebody owes me $20. Somebody named Kale says, you're going to die, dude. Salmonella for sure. And then Alexander replies with, I ate chicken, not salmon, dude.
Oh, man.
That person, you know what? That is a perfect example of natural selection. If anybody doesn't think that evolution is a thing, there it is proven. That is natural selection.
I didn't eat salmon. Oh, my God.
And this is the last one. My wife's credit cards were stolen last week. I haven't reported it yet, though, because so far they're spending less than she was.
Yeah.
Old school Rodney Dangerfield joke. Holy shit! Yeah. Shots fired. Okay, James. I know you missed some of those because you went away for a little bit. But rating that out of 18, what do you say?
I'll give it a 15.
I think it was good. I'm gonna give it a 16. Tanya, what do you say?
I'm going to say 14.
I think I was the best one of the 3 so far.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see what I have here. I had some lists up. Okay.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, I do that too, even though, I do that all the time. Okay, so I have an interesting one here, Tanya. It is the 15 worst video game peripherals.
Oh boy.
This should be fun.
Yeah.
It's from DangerDolan.com. Oh, .tv, rather. Number 15, the Xbox 360 speaker comm. Have you ever heard of this thing?
No.
Nope.
There was this weird phenomenon on the 360 voice chat where if you set voice communication to go through your television speakers, all you could hear was a mumbled garbage that could only be likened to a series of farts echoing through a tin pipe. This device was supposed to fix the problem. It plugs into your controller, and it plays the voice over like a little speaker, kind of like a Wiimote sort of thing, as well as having an external mic and a set of crappy earbuds that fit more comfortably up your nose than up your ears. The main problem with it is that the external mic recorded audio playing from the speaker, causing a feedback loop, so it was useless.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Number 14, the Atari 2600 Stick Station. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
Nope.
This is a block of wood. Do you remember the speed board for the NES, which is that piece of plastic that you would fit the controller into? If you didn't want to hold your controller and you wanted to like tap it with your fingers like a moron?
Yeah.
This is exactly the same thing, except it's for an Atari controller and it's made of wood because everything in the 80s was made of wood.
Yeah, I remember that.
The thing is that it was so heavy that you had to like set it down and... stupid. Number 13, the Wii Everlast boxing gloves.
I've heard of those.
Now, these are similar to the ones that came with that you could get with Punch-Out, but these are like the crappy versions.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, the issue was that the sensors were bad. It didn't really pick it up, and you couldn't press the buttons.
Yeah, it was bad all around, actually, that one.
Number 12. Now, I'm sure you guys remember this one, the Game Boy printer.
Oh, God, yes.
Now, this kind of like went hand in hand with the Game Boy camera, which was pretty cool, even though it was like a dot matrix camera. But the idea of taking pictures of the Game Boy at the time
was amazing, yeah.
It was pretty cool. And then they gave you this thing that you were supposed to be able to print out your pictures, but the quality was way worse than the pictures.
Yeah, it's like it went from dot matrix to fuck.
to like mimeograph.
You know?
And not only that, but the printer itself took 6 AA batteries, and you had to buy their special thermal paper. So, did you know Neil Young used a printout from the Game Boy printer as an album cover?
Oh, really?
Yeah, but Neil Young's a little crazy, so.
Oh, that figures.
Okay, number 11 is the PlayStation JogCon. Have you heard of this one, guys?
No.
Well, it's a controller that Namco made for the original PlayStation 1, and this was before the DualShock was a thing. And it was supposed to be a racing controller, and right in the middle of it is like this steering wheel. But unfortunately, if you want to use a steering wheel with a racing game, you'd probably just buy a steering wheel, not a controller with a steering wheel awkwardly plastered on it.
That's fucked.
So there you go. Plus, you know, it doesn't have, like, a stick or pedals or anything, so it's just, you know, bad. This is overall poorly designed, Namco. Poorly designed. Number 10, the Sega Mega Drive Action Chair. Have you guys heard of this one?
I think I have, actually.
It's basically a chair that you lean... there's 2, like, sticks that feel kind of like ski sticks, and you lean around in it and press buttons to try and play the game. You just wind up looking like a moron.
Yes, I do remember that, actually.
Number 9, I'm sure you guys have heard of this one. It was featured on Angry Video Game Nerd, the Rollin' Rocker.
Oh, God.
And for anyone that doesn't know, it's basically like a shitty version of the Wii balance board that you would stand on and lean around, and that would control the directions in a game. The thing is, unless you're playing Pac-Man, you need to press buttons. You're only controlling the D-pad, so you'd still have to be holding a controller for the A and B and start and select buttons while you're leaning around on this stupid thing.
Which never really worked.
Yeah, well, yeah. Number 8, the infamous Power Glove.
The Power Glove! It's so bad.
Oh, God. You know, that movie lied to your face because it not only made it look like the Power Glove actually works, but that you would actually be better at video games using the Power Glove than you would with a controller.
It was literally like you could almost see the words lying on screen, you know?
Well, that's called bad acting. Bad acting, yeah. Number 7 for the PlayStation 2, the Katana Soul Controller.
Never heard of it.
So basically, it's a motion controller for the PlayStation 2 to play Onimusha 3. That's like a samurai sword's hilt with buttons on it. And it was intended to really not be that function. It was intended to be collector's item. $190 for this thing.
Holy shit.
And the problem is it didn't really work. No matter how you swung it, the character would just do a basic attack no matter what.
Well, that's fadacal.
That's
terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty facile. Number 6, this one's for PC. It's the Alpha Grip AG5, which is a controller with what looks like about 50 buttons on it.
Never heard of it, and yeah, no.
It's supposed to be a keyboard replacement as well as a gaming peripheral, but who the fuck wants that?
Nobody.
Yeah, nobody at all. Okay, hold on a second. I gotta click. I hate when they put these on multiple pages. Gotta click to the next page, which is the last page. It's not loading too fast. Here we go. Okay. Number 5, is the for the Genesis, the Activator. Do you guys remember the Activator?
No.
Activator?
It was this, like, giant octagon that you put on the floor. And the idea was, it was supposed to be, like, full body control for games, and it was advertised for being mostly for fighting games, and it was very connected to Eternal Champions, and the idea is that you would do like karate moves or whatever, and that the characters would mimic it, right? In actuality, all it did was that there were these invisible beams coming up out of these 8 sides of the octagon, and when you break the beams with your hand or your foot or whatever, it would be like, okay, that's up, or that's the B button, or that's C, you know what I mean? So, and you couldn't do 2 at once, so like you couldn't do like jump forward, you know what I mean? Because that would require you to press up and right. So basically, any game would have been unplayable, especially a fighting game.
Oh, jeez.
And also, because it required the beams to hit a ceiling, if your ceiling was like a weird ceiling, like if it was uneven or if it was sloped or anything, the thing wouldn't work at all.
Oh my God.
And I think it was expensive. It doesn't have the price here, but I remember that it was pretty pricey. Number 4 is the Game Boy Advance e-reader.
Yeah, I remember that.
This thing, it was a good idea. It just wasn't supported. I mean, the idea was that you would get these cards and that you would swipe them through the e-reader and that it would download NES games onto your Game Boy Advance, which is, or give you extra levels for games. Cool idea that didn't have the support that it needed, though.
Yeah, it was a cool idea.
Yeah. How about, for number 3, the Wii Football?
The what?
It's basically it looks like a football, and you, with a little like cradle on top that you put your Wiimote into, and if you're playing like Madden or whatever, you would do like the passing motion, and it would pass. The thing is, like, you're gonna fucking throw the thing eventually. You know what I mean?
And break your most prized possession, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which is your television, probably. Number 2, the Xbox HD DVD player. It was an HD DVD player for original Xbox. Of course, that didn't go so well.
Right, because they were trying to compete with Blu-ray, and guess which one won?
Well, you know what? I mean, they didn't stand a chance, because the HD DVDs had a lot, like 20 gigs less storage than the Blu-rays, and the Blu-rays were cheaper. So, what the fuck? And number 1, and I'm surprised to see this as being the worst video game peripheral, it's the Res Trance Vibrator for PlayStation 2.
I've never heard of it, but wow.
Sounds bad.
It's exactly what you think it is. It's this little USB thing, and it vibrates when it was made for the game Res, and the developers claimed that it was not for anything sexual, and they said please be wholesome, but I mean, obviously, the idea was that the guy would play the game and the girl would put the thing there, and then the better he did, the better she fell. And it was actually popular with some couples if they happen to have a PlayStation 2, this thing, and the game Res. I can't say it's an awful idea, but you know what probably would have been the worst if it actually was released was that Wii Vitality sensor.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. Man. I think Nintendo's trying their hardest to pretend that never happened.
Yeah, you're right.
They never, not only never released it, but never mentioned it again or acknowledged that they had ever mentioned it. Okay, so out of 15, what do you say, Tanya?
I'm gonna say...
Pretty bad.
I'm gonna say 13, actually.
I'm gonna say 12. What do you say, James?
I'll say 12, too.
Okay. All right. I also have this 10 video game spoofs we never... not spoofs, sorry. 10 video game spin-offs we never asked for.
I can think of a few.
Okay, well, tell me what you're thinking, and we'll see if it's on here.
Let's see. The entire Final Fantasy 13 spin-off series.
But that's not a spin-off.
Well...
A spin-off of Final Fantasy would be like... which would probably fit on this list, would be Theater Rhythm.
Theater Rhythm.
What do you think, James? What's a spin-off nobody ever asked for?
I don't know.
All right, well, let's... Number 10, Hey You Pikachu. This was... I don't know if you guys remember this, but this was for Nintendo 64, and it was like a virtual pet game with Pikachu. And that's it.
Uh-huh.
The idea was that you were supposed to talk to the little fucker with a microphone, but the thing was barely functioning, so...
Pikachu, die! Die!
And he'd just be like, Pika! Pika! Yeah. and like scratch his ass or whatever.
Why don't you just stick to Tamagotchi? Just let the thing die in the little device.
That's cheaper too.
Jake is so evil!
Number 9, a spin-off for Final Fantasy, Dirge of Cerberus.
Oh, I remember playing that. Actually, I liked the story they were going for there, but...
The game sucked.
The game just wasn't good.
Yeah, the game was just bad. Whether you played it on mobile or... what, it was also released on, like, N-Gage or something, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
Something like that, I don't know. Number 8, now, you know what? Maybe nobody asked for this, but it did turn out to be surprisingly fun, Typing of the Dead.
I never played that.
It's basically a complete remake of House of the Dead 2, except instead of a gun, you use a keyboard, and, it's actually, like, if you're into competitive typing, it's very fun. And what's funny about it is that in the cutscenes, all the characters have these keyboards attached to their backs, like a Ghostbusters thing,
Huh.
It's pretty funny. But, and they actually made a sequel to it, Typing of the Dead Overkill.
Oh, okay.
Number 7, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh.
Shadow the Hedgehog is a big fat sack of now.
I remember I was at my friend's house and he bought the game, and I remember playing it for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I looked at my friend and I said, and I quote, "Fuck you."
Fuck you for buying this game. I have it for GameCube simply because I collect GameCube games, but it's so bad. I played it briefly, never played it again.
Yeah, it's no.
Number 6 is Hotel Mario. That was that CDI game about closing doors, because that's the Mario excitement that you're looking for, is closing doors.
Yes, because closing doors is absolutely what you want of a Mario game.
I don't know if that really counts, though. It's not really a spin-off. It wasn't made by Nintendo. It's barely authorized. I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
I guess if you're going to call it anything, you could call it a spin-off. Number 5, Pac-Man 2: The New Adventures, where it becomes like a... I don't even know what you call it. Almost like a cross between an adventure game and a visual novel, but with none of the control that those offer.
That's not good.
Basically, Pac-Man kind of just moves around on his own doing shit, and you got this cursor to try and get him to do stuff, but he doesn't always listen to you. And you could also...
Oh, I've seen that game,
actually. It's like a
LP.
slingshot, Yeah, I did a video on it myself. It's pretty bad to control. Number 4, Final Fantasy Theater Rhythm. Soon also there's going to be a Dragon Quest Theater Rhythm, so obviously they've had success in this. Now, I mean, it is true. Nobody ever asked for this, but I guess the people that wind up buying it have enjoyed it, so...
Well, I mean,
Yeah. Number 3, Resident Evil Survivor. That was that light gun game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, nobody asked for that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm so over Resident Evil, so... There you go. Number 2, Link's Crossbow Training. Now, I've heard that this is not as bad as you would think, but it pretty much was just a tech demo for their, the Wii Zapper.
Oh, well.
Yeah. And finally, number 1 is Pokemon Channel, which is pretty much the sequel to Hey You Pikachu, which was number 10 on the list.
Again, I read the words, Pikachu, die!
This is so bad. I just want to explain to you guys, you basically watch Pikachu watching television.
What?
Yeah. It's a television simulator. It was also connected to the Nintendo e-reader, which was on that list of the worst peripherals. So this is just, there's levels of bad here.
You watch a Pokemon watching TV.
Pretty much, yes.
And how much was this game?
Whatever a GameCube game costs in Japan is only released in Japan, I think.
Oh, well.
Yeah. There you go. Out of 10, I gotta agree with... I'm gonna give it a 10. Nobody asked for any of these. Maybe they enjoyed... Maybe some of them enjoyed some of them when they came out, but nobody asked for these.
I'm gonna say 10.
We're all agreement there. Okay. Alright. Let's see here. How about this one? This one's 15 internet hoaxes people actually believed. So this should be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Number 15, this was about maybe 12 years ago or so, where they said Mars will look as big as the moon. They were saying that Mars is going to just magnify in the sky and it's going to look almost as big as the moon. Do you guys remember that?
Oh, I remember that.
And there was some basis in fact here that it was August 27, 2003. Mars was closer to us than it ever had been, but it's nowhere near that close to look like the moon.
Moon, yeah.
Number 14, Richard Gere had a gerbil removed from his bunghole.
I don't remember that one.
You don't remember that? It was a story about, I guess, he put a gerbil up there or something. And it always surfaces this story, and sometimes they try to attach it to different celebrities. The one that it seems to come up the most is Richard Gere.
Okay.
The hell's wrong, people?
A lot. Number 13, this comes up every couple of years. Still happens. Facebook is going to start charging people.
Yeah, I've heard that plenty of times.
This has happened so many times that if you go to Facebook while you're not logged in, and right on the logo it says Facebook is free and always will be. Very simple. They had to put that there to stop these things, Number 12, you're the 1 millionth visitor to our website. Click here to redeem your prize. Please insert a piece of white bread into your disk drive to claim your prize.
Let's put this out. I've seen that so often in the past.
Yeah.
That if it were true...
Oh, yeah.
Gods.
Number 11, just general dead celebrity hoaxes. So-and-so is dead, so-and-so is dead. I think they recently did it to Patrick Stewart, and he posted on Twitter like, oh, apparently I'm dead again, There's actually a picture that goes with this with Jackie Chan holding a newspaper pointing to the article that says he's dead.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, he also did it to Willie Nelson.
Yeah, Willie Nelson, too.
He probably overdosed on weed, which is impossible, but that's the funny thing about it. Okay, I'm trying to get to the next page, and it keeps bringing me back to the same page. Alright, see, this is why they can't do this. It won't go to the next page.
You shall not pass!
This sucks, I can't finish the list. Maybe if I actually, type the URL instead. Did that work? That worked, okay. Number 10, you get Ebola from eating Doritos.
What?
I've never even heard this. Now, I can tell you that you definitely won't get Ebola from eating Doritos. You will get a sense of shame, but you won't get Ebola.
Ugh, Doritos.
I hate that. Yeah, gross. Number 9, people in New Orleans are stealing people's kidneys.
Oh, I've heard that one.
That was a big one in the 90s. If you go down to the Mardi Gras, you're going to wake up in a bathtub full of ice with no kidneys.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
They say something you go to Mexico or Brazil or...
Now, I believe it about Brazil.
Well.
Yeah. Number 8, do you guys remember Lonely Girl 15?
Yes.
That was that YouTube channel, and she was a blogger talking about her life. Turned out the whole thing was just a sketch, I guess you could call it.
Mm-hmm.
That she had, it was all scripted. There you go. Number 7, what is this? France's post 6 p.m. work ban. This is the first one I haven't heard of. Let's see. Working hard or hardly working. In 2014, The Guardian posted a factually inaccurate article suggesting that the French government had made it illegal for its citizens to work or take work-related emails after 6 p.m. Who the fuck could believe that?
Who would actually believe that?
Yeah. Wow. Apparently, it was
creativity.
but like with all legends, there's an element of truth to it. It wasn't a law. It was sort of an agreement or guideline that only affected a minority of French workers in a very specific industries.
Okay.
There you go. And number 6, just a general fallacies about iPhones and iPods and other Apple media. For example, there was this thing where you could charge an iPod with an onion.
Oh, I heard that one.
Remember that one? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or Gatorade would charge it,
Gatorade.
Yeah. And there was also this thing that they said if iPhone users upgraded to iOS 7, it would make their phone waterproof. Because operating systems do that, right?
Because operating systems can you know what they do? You know what operating systems do? They form an umbrella that goes,
The umbrella app.
The Umbrella app. Mm-hmm.
Number 5, the Syrian Hero Boy. I think I'm going to have to read this one. I don't know that. This comes hot on the heels of Coney 2012, a controversial viral video that aimed to convey a serious political message. Syrian Hero Boy is a minute-long clip of a Syrian boy in a war zone. The boy takes heavy gunfire and is able to get back up to save a nearby girl. The video had reasonable production values and was believed to be authentic, but I guess it was fake.
Well, that's...
So there you go. It was made to it was made to bring attention to problems in the area.
Oh, okay.
As if all the news reports wasn't enough.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, you know what? Some people make themselves blissfully unaware of things that are going on, so... True. Number 4, Internet wins Taylor Swift concert for deaf school. Oh, that's funny. So apparently the whole thing was that there was this contest to see what school would get a Taylor Swift concert, and the deaf school won. So
that should have been true.
But actually, it was true in the sense that this contest did exist, but it was internet pranksters that voted up the deaf school.
Oh, jeez.
So there you go. Number 3, the Kentucky Fried Compact Disc.
What?
Let's see. This had to do with a rap star named Ciara. Apparently, there was this hoax fake marketing campaign that somebody made, like in Photoshop or something. It was a coupon for a KFC meal deal that featured her album as a free extra. So apparently, everybody showed up to get this free CD at KFC, and they're like, "What are you talking about?"
At least it wasn't a little chibi gnawing at the top of the coupon.
And I know. I know what you're referencing. But the craziest thing about it is they went after her. They went after the singer, and she had nothing to do with it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Number 2, and this still comes up every couple of years, that redheads are going extinct.
Oh, I've heard that, yeah.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Very stupid. And finally, number 1, the practice of catfishing.
What?
You've never heard of this? Catfishing is where somebody thinks they're in an online relationship with someone, but the person turns out to be either fake or they don't exist at all, or they're pretending to be somebody else. And there's actually this show on MTV called Catfish, where people that have doubts about their long-distance relationship will go to these people and they'll do all this research and find out if it's real or not.
That has happened in the past.
It came to major attention because there was a football player, a very famous football player, who was in a relationship with someone that turned out to not exist at all.
Wow.
Yeah. Some of these I mean, it's not like it used to be where somebody would pretend to be some girl and mess with somebody. I mean, they get elaborate these days, you know?
Jeez.
So there you go. But that's out of 15. I found this to be pretty interesting. I will always laugh at the picture of an iPod plugged into a fucking onion. I'm going to give it a 14. What do you say, Tanya?
I'm going to say 14 as well.
James?
I'll say 13.
13. James is harsh, man. James is harsh.
And with that, I need to get going.
Oh, you need to get going? Well, we'll just continue. We'll finish it. Me and
Okay.
James then.
You guys have fun, and everybody have a great, great day.
Flaffle.
Flaffle.
Okay. So I got this one is the 15 strangest courtroom cases ever. You still there, James? Oh, shit. Okay, I didn't realize that she was going to hang up all of us like that. So Tanya left and it ended the whole call. So I just called James back, and we're going to continue. I have one here: the 15 strangest courtroom cases ever. So here we go.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So okay, number 15. Homeless man sues his parents. You might have heard this. This was going on just a couple of years ago. The guy's name was Bernard Bay. He was a homeless man. He lived on the streets. He lived in jail, you know. And he sued his parents to get him a job. He asked for $200,000 for emotional damages, and he wanted his parents to mortgage their home and acquire 2 Domino's Pizza's restaurants in order to provide jobs for his entire family.
What? Get out of here.
Well, he didn't get very far.
Oh, I should hope not.
Yeah. Number 14, A lawyer from Tennessee sued Apple because he bought an iPad and he tried to go to Facebook on it, and he made a typo and wound up at a porn site. And he was emotionally disturbed by the porn, claimed that he was no longer attracted to his wife because of the porn, and wanted to sue Apple because their devices were capable of displaying pornographic websites.
Jeez.
Obviously, he didn't get very far either.
I hope not.
Now, I remember this one. This one was going on a couple of years back. Two guys in New Jersey sued Subway, the restaurant, because their foot-long sandwiches were only 11 inches long.
Right, because they can control how big the pieces of bread are. Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently, they had been getting smaller, and a lot of people were measuring their footlongs and finding they were 10.5 or 11 inches. And they were saying, hey, this is false advertising, because it was starting to become consistent. It wasn't like this was a freak piece of bread, you know what I mean?
Huh.
And Subway's reply to this was that footlong was not a measurement, just a description. Which I don't agree, because the half sandwich, they call it a 6-incher.
Yeah, and if you say something's a foot long...
Yeah, they're trying to say, well, it doesn't have to be foot long, we just call it that.
But if it's not a foot long, then why are you calling it a foot long?
Yeah, they're trying to save a little bit of money by shaving like an inch of bread off, you know what I mean?
More.
I mean, honestly, just get a few extra toppings, that'll make up for it. Okay, number 12. Okay, this is hilarious. Have you ever heard the thing about you can't perform or sing the song Happy Birthday in public because it's copyrighted?
That's news to me.
Oh, okay. Well, there's this music group called Warner Chappell that they claim to own the copyright to Happy Birthday, Happy Birthday to you, and that any public performance, like even if you're saying it on YouTube, and they define a public performance as anywhere where there's more than 5 people, they want royalties. But it actually turns out that it's so not copyrighted, because all they did was take a song that had been around since the 19th century, which was called Good Morning to All, change the lyrics up, and they didn't actually even write it. So they not only is it in the public domain, but these people never had any claim to it.
Terrible.
There you go. Yeah. Number 11. So some asshole in 2001 poured some detergent into a public fountain to make it spew bubbles everywhere. Right. This woman was walking by, slipped, fell. I guess she cut herself. It got infected, and I guess she somehow got diabetes from this.
How do you get...
Don't even ask. So she sued the city. The jury ruled that the city was responsible for 70% of the injury, because even though they didn't put the detergent in there, because they didn't clean it up in a timely manner.
Yeah, but if it's like just happened...
I don't know. Well, they don't go into how long between it happening and her falling.
Okay, well, you know what? I think you'd have to see like how big the fountain was and how much detergent was put in.
Well, I guess the people on the jury probably did see this. They did award her with $100,000, and they made the city enclose the fountain with a railing, which probably was a good idea anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, why were you walking in a fountain anyway? All right, number 10. So, 2000. Okay, this is this guy, Roy Pearson, dry cleaner, lost his pants. He decided to sue them. Now, that already is ridiculous, don't you think, James? Suing for a lost pair of pants? James? Did we lose James?
I'm here.
Oh, there he is. So what do you think of the idea of suing a dry cleaner for losing your pants?
I think they know how they lost a pair of pants.
Yeah, but I mean, would you sue for that? Don't you think that's kind of like a waste of time?
It's a bit much.
But wait till you hear the amount. $54 million he wanted.
What were they, gold-plated pants?
Well, he claims that the reason that he sued for that amount was because the sign in the front of their office read "Satisfaction Guaranteed," and that he had been defrauded by their incompetence. Not only did he lose his case, but he had to pay the dry cleaner's legal fees.
Good.
Yeah. And the judge actually had to instruct this guy to never open a case claiming that his pants were worth $50 million times their actual value ever again. So there you go. Okay, so how about this one, number 9? This woman tried to sue the weather station, or the weatherman, for giving a inaccurate report. This happened in Israel, apparently. I think that people in Israel have bigger problems than this, but she said that she was so fed up with the inaccuracy, she sued one station for leading her to believe that the day would be sunny when it was wet and miserable. So basically, she, instead of looking out a window to see what the weather was like, she went by the weather report, dressed light, and she wound up getting sick, and she missed work, and all this crap happened. But, you know, why would you could just look outside and visually see that it's raining and dress accordingly. She's an idiot.
Well, I hope that she didn't win anything.
Unfortunately, not only did she win, she got $1,000 for that.
You know, it's Israel. Okay, let's go to the next one.
But like I said, don't you think that people living in Israel have bigger problems than that?
I would think so, but apparently this is important.
Okay, how about this one? This woman graduated from college, got a bachelor's degree in information technology, and then sued the school because she wasn't able to get a job right away.
Yeah, you know, that's like I can't even.
That's like suing your parents because you're ugly. In this case, it doesn't say whether or not this person won. I would imagine not. I would hope not. Oh, I remember this one. Did you know that there's a city in Turkey? It's called Batman, but the way it's spelled, it looks like it's Batman. And so there's a city called Batman or Batman is how you pronounce it, in Turkey. And they tried to sue the makers of the movie The Dark Knight because apparently that's the first they ever heard of the character Batman. And they were saying that they ripped it off from their town's name.
Ridiculous.
They went so far as to say that the psychological trauma felt by the people that lived there was so bad that some of them committed suicide because there was a movie about Batman.
That is a bit much.
Well, obviously they didn't get a dime. And by the way, I remember that I looked into the history of that town, and it had not been around as long as the character Batman. So there you go. Because Batman's been around since 1940. Okay, number 6. This one just makes me sad. I hate this. I hate this so much, James. Okay, so this dad decided that his daughter's 12-year-old daughter was acting out, and he decided to punish her by not letting her go on a field trip. The 12-year-old girl sues her father on the grounds that her mother had already... her parents were divorced. Her mother had already punished her, so the father had no right to do so. She won!
What did she get?
Well, she didn't get a monetary claim, but she was allowed to go on the field trip. And
okay.
It says the mother had already punished her, rendering the father's attempt to stop her from attending the field trip redundant. So now this girl's going to grow up thinking nobody can fuck with her. Okay, you might remember, number 5, you might remember this happened a few years ago. Remember the woman that claimed that she found part of a person's severed finger in her chili at Wendy's?
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Do you know how that turned out?
Oh.
Not only was it fake, but she had brought a finger with her to plant in the chili, and they never found out where this finger came. Oh, they did find out, actually. It says here, apparently a coworker of hers lost the finger in a work accident, and she stole the severed finger to settle a bet, and then decided to frame Wendy's to get some money, and she wound up facing criminal charges for that.
Huh.
So there you go. Number 4. Let's see. Okay, so there's this guy that was acting crazy while he was getting arrested. So the police officer tried to draw her taser and tase the guy, accidentally drew the gun, shot the guy. This seems to be happening a lot, huh?
Uh-huh.
I'm sure this person was black, too.
Oh, well, of course.
Yeah, because that accident only happens when the person's black. Have you noticed how that seems to happen in the presence of a black person? All of a sudden, they can't tell the difference between a taser and a gun.
Oh.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Now, a crazy lawsuit did happen from this. This city sued the taser company because it was too similar of a design to a gun. Obviously, didn't work well for them. There you go. Now, this one actually has to do with Johnny Depp, number 3. Johnny Depp had this crazy stalker girl. I'm sure that celebrities have to deal with this pretty often. And she was so crazy that she thought she was actually dating Johnny Depp. In reality, she was just stalking him. And apparently, she was driving one night, got into an accident, somebody was killed. And in court, her lawyer thought it would be a good idea to try and get Johnny Depp to testify, saying that this chick has been stalking him and that she's crazy, that they should get some kind of insanity defense. It didn't work, obviously.
No, obviously.
Yeah, because whether you're insane or not, you know, that has nothing to do with killing someone in an accident, you know? Okay, this one happened recently, and it made me very sad. There's these 2 teenage girls that decided that they were going to give cookies out to a bunch of their neighbors, so they would leave these little baskets of cookies in front of their door and, like, knock, you know, or ring the bell or whatever. This woman sued them for $900 because she said that she was robbed at some point in the past and that the shadowy figures in her yard made her have a panic attack. And she won.
How is that?
How did she win?
Yeah, how did she win?
I want to meet her lawyer. She must have an awesome lawyer. And finally, this is another one that I heard of very recently. There's this guy, and it doesn't have his name here, but he bears a resemblance to Michael Jordan, the very famous basketball player. He's a little older, but he does kind of look like him. And he's trying to sue Michael Jordan for $832 million because of the emotional distress of happening to look like Michael Jordan and always being asked if he's Michael Jordan.
Emotional distress?
You know what?
Looking like one of the greatest basketball players of all time, I don't think that would cause emotional distress.
Because he's saying people are always coming up to him and asking for his autograph, and he just wants to be left alone. Here's the thing. When you look at the guy, it's very clear that he has made effort to make himself look like Michael Jordan. I mean, he shaves his head to look like Michael Jordan. He wears the earring to look like Michael Jordan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he has clearly made himself look like Michael Jordan for the purpose of this lawsuit. So they asked him how he came up with the number $832 million. That's nearly $1 billion. How'd you come up with that? And he says, I just took my age, multiplied it by 7, and then multiplied it by 2, and then times it by 1,000,000 because I guess that's what I deserve. He didn't get diddly squat. So that was 15 strangest court cases ever. How do you rate that out of 15, James?
I'm gonna say 12 because they were pretty damn strange.
I'm gonna say 13. I thought, yeah, fucking crazy people, man, crazy people. Okay, I got one more from this website. This was 10 weirdest video games ever. We'll see if you... I know you're not a huge gamer, James, but we'll see if you've heard of any of these. Number 10 is called Mr. Mosquito. Have you ever heard of Mr. Mosquito?
Nope.
It says it's a PC game, but it was also released, I believe, for PlayStation 2, and you play as a mosquito, and you're in this Chinese family's house, and you're supposed to bite them. And that's pretty much all there is to it. You have to bite them and, sustain yourself that way, and there's all these scenarios that you have to go through, and it all revolves around trying not to get swatted while you do this, And there's even, and any time you look up this game, he always shows this screenshot from this one part where the wife is in the bath, and you have to actually suck blood from her boob. So, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. Number 9 is JFK Reloaded. Have you heard of that one?
No.
Oh, this was kind of controversial. It was a simulator to try and recreate the assassination of Kennedy. There was even and what it does is it gives you an accuracy score to see how close you get to the actual historical event, and there was actually a contest to see who can get the highest score, and the person who won got $10,000 for shooting a president in a death simulator.
Lovely.
Yeah. So Kennedy's family was not too happy about that.
I should think they would.
Yeah. Number 8, even I haven't heard of this one. It's called EnviroBear 2000.
Not ringing any bells.
It's a driving simulator where you play as a cartoon bear driving a car through the woods, and that's all it is. Number 7 is a game I've heard of. It's actually an entire series called Parodius. Do you know Parodius?
No.
Do you know Gradius?
Yes.
It's made by the same people. It's made by Konami. It's a goofy version of Gradius. Parody, Gradius, Parodius. It's a goofy version where, right. Instead of the Vic Viper, it's like a paper airplane or like a witch on a broom or all this sorts of goofy stuff. So there you go. Number 6, and I have to be very careful about the way I say the name of this game, Seaman. Not Seaman. Seaman. This was a game for the Dreamcast about a fish with a person's face. And that's pretty much it. The gameplay was more of a simulator thing, you were trying to raise your seaman. And it would talk to you, and it was sarcastic. It was actually pretty popular just for its weirdness potential, but there you go. Leonard Nimoy also did voice work for that game. There you go. His greatest role. Number 5 is Harvester. I've never even heard of Harvester. Apparently this was a point-and-click adventure game, which was super violent. It says, in one scene you meet an old army guy missing the bottom half of his body. He's in charge of nuclear missiles aimed at the Russians, which he alone can activate with a button. And if you choose the wrong dialogue option, a video plays of him shooting you in the head and launching the nukes.
Nice.
You could also burn down a woman's diner and force her to commit suicide alongside her daughter, and if you can reach the end of the game, you'll find a nice piece of social commentary. Well, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard of this next one. Let's see. Do you know the game? Number 4 is Boonga Boonga.
No.
Okay. It was a Japanese arcade game, which was an ass-poking simulator. And the arcade cabinet actually had a butt coming out of it. And you grabbed this big plastic finger and you would poke the butt. And then the characters on the screen would react to you doing that. Yeah. It was a video game that had an actual ass. So there you go. Number 3 is Chex Quest. Do you remember Chex Quest?
No.
It actually came free if you sent in a certain amount of proof of purchases for Chex cereal, and it was actually made in the Doom engine. It was a version of Doom where you were shooting Sagis. It was actually pretty good. But a weird idea, obviously.
Yeah.
Number 2, this is a game I actually played. It's called LSD Dream Emulator. It basically is weird just for the sake of being weird. Supposedly the programmer made it based on his dreams. It's for the PlayStation. People asked me to play it on YouTube. I did. It doesn't make any sense. So there you go. And the number 1 weirdest game of all time is called Zoo Race. I've never heard of this. And oh my god, really? So it's a Christian-based game. Apparently, a bunch of people in a library are transformed into animals and are forced to race on racetracks built by Noah to see who gets to go on the ark, I guess. Wow. That's,
Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, I'm guessing now that more and more video games, but...
I'm not morally opposed to the idea of Christian video games, but why do they all have to be so bad?
Because they can't get good people to do it?
I guess so. Out of 10, I'm going to say 8. These are all pretty weird, although there's a lot of weird games that I could think of that aren't on here. What do you say, James?
I'd get a 7.
7? Okay. Yeah, that's a whole lot of weirdness right there.
Yep.
Okay, let's see what other lists I have here. Okay, so Alex Shannon, a very frequent contributor, sent me a list here. Let me see. Is this a video or is this a list? Because if it's a video, I'm not doing it. Oh, no, it's a slideshow. Okay. The best and worst superhero movie costumes of all time. So there you go. Okay, so number 10 best is the Rocketeer from that movie, The Rocketeer. I barely remember this movie.
I remember it.
I mean, I saw it, but I mean, wasn't the costume just sort of a goofy helmet and a bomber jacket? Like, what's so special about that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, maybe, I don't know. I never read any of the Rocketeer comics, so maybe it was a very accurate rendition. Who knows? Number 9, best Ghost Rider from Ghost Rider Spirits of Vengeance. I guess something good had to come out of that movie. It did look cool, but God, that movie sucked. God. Damn, that sucked. I don't even understand how a second Ghost Rider movie got made when the first movie was like one of the worst pieces of shit I'd ever seen in my life. Speaking of pieces of shit, the number 8 best is Hit Girl from Kick-Ass. I can't stand Kick-Ass. Did you see Kick-Ass?
I saw both of them, yes.
You saw the second one? Okay, now what did you think? Obviously, you bothered to see the second one.
I liked it.
You liked them? Oh, God.
Yeah.
I thought they were so bad. So what do you think of the Hit Girl costume? I think it's just a bunch of purple. I don't...
It's a bit weird, but it's not terrible.
I guess that I could say that it's good in the sense that that's probably what a 12-year-old girl would come up with.
Yeah.
So I guess that makes it... number 7 best, Rorschach from Watchmen. That was cool. Not only did it look like the comic, but I love the way the mask was constantly moving, and that must have been kind of a pain in the ass to do, but it worked really well, I thought.
Yeah.
There you go. Number 6 worst is Magneto from X-Men Days of Future Past. You know, that was a good compromise between the comic book Magneto and the previous movie Magneto. It looked like a mixture of the two.
Yeah, plus it was supposed to be for when he was first starting out as Magneto, so it was
You know, yeah, I liked it. First of all, the young X-Men movies that they've been doing, First Class and Days of Future Past, awesome, way better than the old movies.
Yeah.
And I like this guy that plays Magneto. I think he's great. I think those movies are great. I think the costumes are great, so I definitely will agree there. Number 5 best, Captain America from Captain America the First Avenger. Not talking about the goofy one, but the tactical costume they made him.
Yeah.
I love Captain America. I love the movies he's in. I love the costumes. I can't say enough good things about him. Number 4, best Superman from the original Superman movie. That was the first time we were really seeing a superhero on screen, and it worked. It worked.
Yeah.
I mean, it's dated by today's standards. I mean, nobody told Christopher Reeve the underwear goes on the inside. But I mean, no, they were trying to make it look exactly like the comics, and they did. Number 3, Batman from The Dark Knight. I thought this was interesting because in Batman Begins, I thought he was very armored, and he sort of became less armored as it went along because he wanted to be more mobile. And,
which makes sense.
Yeah, and it did make perfect sense. It looked like something you could actually fight in as compared to some of the older Batman costumes, which looked cool but didn't look like they would work. I remember one thing was that in all the previous movies, including Batman Begins, the actor couldn't turn his head. So you could think about that. Wearing the cowl cuts off your peripheral vision already, and then the inability to turn your head, you're going to get your ass kicked out there. And I remember when, what's-his-face there, Lucius Fox said, oh, so you want to be able to turn your head. Number 2, the Iron Man costume. I mean, I had my doubts about them being able to translate Iron Man into a movie because Iron Man in the comics was lame. But not only did they make it awesome, but the costume did look cool. So there you go. And the number 1 best is the Spider-Man costume from the original Spider-Man movie. I actually like the one from Amazing Spider-Man better, but...
Yeah, so do I.
But you got to consider, though, that was... It did kind of wow you the first time you saw it, you know what I mean? Okay, so moving on to the 10 worst. Let's actually rate that separately. 10 best, what do you say out of that? How do you feel about that list?
Number score?
Yeah, out of 10. Or just...
give it
8.
8.
I'm gonna pretty much agree with you. 8. It's not perfect, Let's see what they say is the 10 worst. Number 10 worst, Spawn, from the movie Spawn. I don't agree. I think, say what you will about the movie, but the costume looked like what you would expect it to look like.
Okay, I can see that.
I don't really see what's so bad about the costume.
I think people are just biased based on the movie.
That's probably true. Number 9, Daredevil from the movie Daredevil, and once again, I gotta say, I think they're biased based on the fact that the movie wasn't very good. I had no problem with the costume.
Yeah, I can see that too.
I don't agree with this list so far. Number 8, Toad from the X-Men. I wasn't aware that he was wearing a costume. I thought he was just wearing hobo clothes. I guess you could say if you're considering that a costume, it is pretty bad. But I didn't consider. I thought he was. I didn't think he was dressed up as anything. Number 7, Green Lantern from the Green Lantern movie. I didn't have a problem with the way he looked. I had a problem with the script. I think once again they're letting the movie's weaknesses sort of contaminate the ratings here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people had a problem with the fact that the mask was CG'd, and they're like, "Oh, come on, man! Why don't you have a real mask?" And I'm like, "Well, you think if the costume's generated by his ring, wouldn't it look like that? Wouldn't it look like it's kind of fake?" All right, number 6, the Green Goblin from The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Now, you know what? As bad as that looked, and it did look bad, because he basically looks like a robot that's been shot half to death. I actually thought the Green Goblin costume in the original Spider-Man was even worse, because he looked like a guy who was trying to act in a Power Rangers show and got lost.
Yeah, I
thought
think
that was bad, They were both bad, but I think the original was worse. Number 5, Juggernaut in X-Men The Last Stand. I mean, he just looked like a gigantic, gay leather guy,
Yeah, except for the helmet. And it's like, really? You're wearing a salad bowl.
Well, what's funny is that the Juggernaut costume in the comics is pretty stupid anyway, so even trying to do it it's not gonna work out for you,
Yeah.
Number 4 worst is Sabretooth from the original X-Men movie. I mean...
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. What's up with the fur coat? And well, I mean, he did wear fur. That's the thing, though. The Sabretooth costume in the comics was even worse. So they couldn't have done anything with that. That's why I think of with the Wolverine movie where he just wore regular clothes. That was better, you know?
Yeah.
Number 3 worst, Catwoman from the Catwoman movie. Oh. You know, I gotta say that when she first started, and all she did was she put on like that opera mask and like a leather bicycle outfit, and she robbed that the place in the beginning. That looked cool. But when she actually made the Catwoman costume, it looked like shit. I enjoyed the cleavage aspect.
Oh, who didn't?
Well, yeah, exactly. Matter of fact, Roger Ebert, who said Catwoman was a huge piece of shit, he said there are only 3 good things about the movie: Halle Berry's face, Halle Berry's body, and Halle Berry's costume. So there you go. Number 2 on the worst list is Steel from the Steel movie. Yeah. Wow. I mean, you know, part of it is that Steel was basically DC's version of Iron Man, and they make him into Shaq in armor.
Yeah. I mean, it was like they had to make something like something else, and it wasn't.
You know, I read this thing, I remember way back in the day where they were talking about the Steel movie. This is before it came out. And they were describing why they made certain decisions in the movie. And one of them was that they filmed almost exclusively at night. If you look at the movie, all the scenes where he's in costume are at night. Because they said that if you see it in daylight, it looks ridiculous. And I'm thinking, if you have to have the entire superhero portion of the movie take place at night out of shame for how bad the superhero looks, maybe you shouldn't even be making the movie.
Yeah. Maybe you should have maybe you lost that memo.
I know. And I couldn't agree with this more. Their number 1 pick for the worst is Batman, Robin, and Batgirl from Batman and Robin. Where suddenly they had nipples on the costume. They had silver all over the place, like they were all glittery. It was like the Twilight Batman. It was awful. And yeah, silver cod pieces, nipples, everything about it was just terrible, and everything about Batman and Robin was terrible.
Yeah.
I can't think of a single good thing to say about Batman and Robin, actually. It was just one of the worst, not only one of the worst movies ever, one of the worst things ever.
I kind of wish you did, but, you know, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't want to hate it. I just kind of have to because I'm human. Wow. You know, this list, the worst one started off shaky, but it did kind of come back. I'm going to give it 5 out of 10. What do you say, James?
I'm going to give it 6 out of 10.
Okay. I think it could have been a top 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they came up with a few that didn't necessarily fit on there. Thank you, Alex Shannon, for submitting that. Let's see what we got next. Well, I got a lot of lists here from Poof Nisse. He's a frequent contributor as well, James. Let's see what we got here from Poof Nisse. He always sends them through Facebook, which is a huge pain in the ass, but okay, we're not doing that one. I'll save that one for List Critics 2. Okay. Okay, this one might be up both of our alleys. This one is nerdy 20 incredibly geeky test answers. So these are pictures of tests that children have taken, and they gave really nerdy answers to the questions. So let's see. Number 1, okay. The question has to do with isotopes and half-lives, and and how many half-lives have elapsed, and the answers available are 1 half-life, 2 half-lives, 3 half-lives, and 4 half-lives, and the person who answered highlighted 3 half-lives and drew a picture of a frightened-looking Gabe Newell. Now, I don't know if you get the joke. Gabe Newell is the creator of the Half-Life series of games, and there's never been a 3rd game. As a matter of fact, there's never been a 3rd anything that he's created. There's a thing where we think that perhaps Gabe Newell might be afraid of the number 3 because there has Left 4 Dead never got to number 3. Portal never got to number 3. Half-Life was the big one because it's the most popular Valve game series. And they did Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2, and then the next game, Half-Life 2 Episode 1. And then they released Half-Life 2 Episode 2. And then nothing. Creepy.
Really creepy.
Okay, number 2, I don't even get it. It's a bonus, describe a process that could be used to create a simple door. And you know what? Let me send this to you. I don't get it. Maybe you'll get it. And you could explain what the hell's going on in this picture. There you go. I just sent you the link. Oh! Is that going to work? Shit, no, that won't work. Fucking dorkly.com is fucking with me. Let me see if I can get a workable link for you. Alright, instead of doing that, I'm going to share my screen with you so you could just look at it.
Okay.
If I can find the tab that I was on, because I got too many tabs open right now. Let's close some of these. Close. A lot of this had to do with the phone issues I was having earlier. So I can close. Now that that's done, I can close most of these tabs. Okay.
Hey, you managed to get into both two shows after all.
Oh, I know, right? Alright, I'll just continue. Okay, share the screen with you. Can you see it?
Yep.
Do you get it?
Which one?
The one right in the middle there. Number 2.
Oh, the Twitch channels?
Is it a portal joke? Is it the companion queue? I don't get it. I think it's
it's from Minecraft.
Oh, Minecraft.
It's from Minecraft. Yeah, but that's the crafting table, and it's 6 wooden planks create a door.
Oh, okay. See, the teacher didn't get it. They X'd it out and they wrote what? I don't play Minecraft. Okay. Okay, here, I'll just scroll down to number 3. You could see it. This kid obviously noticed that this emblem, they're taking a trigonometry test. As you know, trigonometry has all to do with triangles. The design looks like a Triforce, and they wrote power, wisdom, and courage on it. And there you go.
Nice.
Number 4, there's this graph with the 2 peaks. The kid drew the Eye of Sauron in there, and he even wrote Mordor, Eye of Sauron, and the teacher wrote, Alex, no! The teacher is sick of Alex's shit.
Clearly.
Number 5, here's the question. What do you think the best solution to overpopulation? Support your argument with examples. The kid just wrote The Hunger Games. I want to hope that they got partial credit for that.
I hope so.
Yeah. Number 6, what is your favorite hue? They wrote Jackman. And they didn't give him credit for that. The teacher did write clever. Hey, you know what? How is that even a test question? What's your favorite hue? Like, how could you get that wrong? You know what? They're probably like the better thing is define the word hue, I guess.
Well, you notice 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 were he got all of them right.
Yeah.
So he probably just okay. I'm gonna joke around with the teacher. I'm gonna put Jackman instead.
I guess, yeah. Well, maybe the test is to see whether or not he knows what the word hue means.
Could be.
Yeah. So number 7 here, the kid drew a Dalek and blasting answers, and it says, Dalek killed my answers. They claim to be the master race, but they do not seem to value my education. That is incredibly nerdy. That's too nerdy for me. I'm not into Doctor Who. Number 8 here, list the 4 forces of flight on the diagram below, and the kid wrote magic, sorcery, witchcraft, and miracles. Fair enough. Number 9, in the box below, create an anti-alcohol ad. Can also be used against drunk driving, must be colored, and have a slogan. He drew a Zubat from Pokemon. When you drink and drive, Zubat encounters increase by 100%. Don't drink and drive. I don't know if the teacher's going to get that, but there you go. Okay, this one says, let's see. The kid just drew a Ninja Turtle, and the teacher wrote, I wish I could give you marks for this. Love it. The question was actually, how would you verify the mutants identified by phenotype in your screen are true loss of function Georgie draw the mutations, and the kid wrote, use the radioactive ooze, and drew the Ninja Turtle. So there you go. They got that wrong, obviously. Let's see. Number 11. List and describe 2 evidences for evolution. And the kid wrote, I even studied this and still forgot, and they drew a Smurf pointing to a brain, and it says, it's his fault. Smurf that.
I'm getting credit for the drawing.
Yeah, it's a cute drawing, you know. Number 12, plot VCT carefully on the graph, finish labeling the ax... okay, so there's actually a fucking mistake on the test. They meant to write axes, but they wrote axes. So the kid just drew a bunch of axes. He even drew attention to the typo by circling it, pointing to it, and writing, what?
Clever.
I like it. And it looks like they actually did do the actual thing on the side. So, number 13, this guy drew Godzilla, and it says the upward force is 0 because Godzilla destroyed the bridge. and the teacher even wrote, oh no, and marked it -7. So there you go. Number 14, I'm probably gonna. This kid created their own calculus process. Problem: use calculus to find the identity of Batman, and they did that. So there you go. They wrote in their own question and then answered it. Wow. Number 15. Oh no, calculus worms. The kid drew, oh no, calculus worms, and they drew all these worms like eating the problems. And if you notice, James, at the top it says, I want to go to bed. Well done.
Well done indeed.
All right. Oh, going to the next question. Next page here. Number 16. Okay, so for a math question, the guy drew Leonidas, and he's saying, this is confusing.
Nice drawing.
It is a very nice drawing. Okay, so this person on a math test wrote, Tetris is fun, math isn't, and drew like a picture of a Tetris game. So there you go.
The line goes on the left.
I hope so. All right. Okay, this person just drew a bunch of SpongeBob crap all over the test. I got enough patience for that. This person drew the pyro from Team Fortress 2 torching the test. And I love the teacher points to the flame and writes, why? Wait,
yeah,
wait, you know what? They drew that on ideas suggested. So that's the suggestion. Torch the fucking thing. I like that. Okay, so this person, instead of writing 0.007 kilograms, they wrote 0. James Bond kilograms. That's the last one. All right, out of 20, these were all incredibly nerdy. Some were funny, some less so, but they were all incredibly nerdy, and that was the criteria here. So out of 20, I will give it a 20. What do you say, James?
I'm going to give it a 20.
Yeah, that was some nerdy-ass shit right there.
Yeah, it's pretty nerdy and pretty hilarious at the same time.
Yeah, I was amused by a lot of those. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Have I done this list already? I just want to see. Yeah, we've done that one before. All right, let me move on to somebody else's submissions. Looks like a lot of those I've done already. Okay, so this person, Nicholas Jones, sent me this list here. Top funniest or most creative swear words in no order, and they took this from Reddit. So basically, somebody on Reddit asked, like, what are some, like, really creative or funny swear words or, you know, combinations. And you know that me and you can come up with some good ones because we had that whole video about it with Casey. Remember that?
I remember that.
Did you ever... You left early. Did you ever listen to the rest of that?
I don't think I did.
Yeah, it's on my channel. It's I'll link you to it later. The video was called... I forget what it was called, actually. But anyway, these are some of the funniest or best answers giving. Fritz Zwicky, a well-known astronomer, would call people spherical bastards because they were a bastard any way you looked at them. I like it.
I give props to that one.
I like it. My brother would call me a butt hanger. To this day, I don't know what that means. Obviously, you hang butts.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. As a child, I used to hear my father swear a lot whenever he was driving. Apparently, I went up to my mother one day, pointed on someone on TV, and said, "She's a sucker fatty asshole." My mom said, "Huh? What did you just say?" And I calmly repeated, "Sucker fatty asshole." My parents regularly use that curse repertoire to this day. I did something similar but more crude. Showed Grandma my own personal Christmas tree when I was 5. She admired it. Then I looked at her all innocent and said, "Fuck you, Grandma," in a matter-of-fact way. She tore a strip off my dad because she knew my mom never used that language around us hardly at all. That kid obviously didn't know what fuck you means.
Apparently.
Yeah. Not really a swear word, but a string of them I was once lucky enough to hear. This is a 2-star general when I was in the service. Hi, ranking dude. It was raining for days. We were paratroopers living in the woods. After a few days, we had a nice little town built up. Looked like some Ewoks were about to throw down. Anyways, he sees our small town and starts rambling on how we are paratroopers, not gypsies, and need to act as such. And I quote, "I am tired of this cattywampus bullshit. I play with his penis, he plays with my penis, I'm sick of it." Probably the funniest shit I ever heard. That's a hell of a rant right there.
Yeah.
Cattywampus bullshit. And penis playing? What the heck is going on there? Alright, next one. A guy I used to work with refused to swear ever. One time he was very frustrated with a particular work order, and as he threw his clipboard skyward, he shouted violently, "Well, mother fudging fiddlesticks. I just don't know what to do here." That sounds like something Casey would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be like, "This is garbage." Next one's simple. "You cotton-headed ninny-muggins." That also sounds like Casey.
Are you sure this wasn't from Casey?
I'm not sure. I don't know where it came from. How about this one? This one sounds like these both... This person submitted to these both sound like Tanya. There's "you dick basket of fuckery" and "eat stairs, queef toker." You can't tell me that doesn't sound like Tanya.
Where is this coming from? I'm a little concerned here. Someone's stalking people.
Read but I assume that last one came from Tanya.
Gonna ask her
As a settler in Washington, I've been called a Subaru driver and a Canada toucher, or better yet, a Subaru driving Canada toucher.
What?
Because he's in Washington. Yeah. I guess they drive Subarus, and it's right next to Canada. So, a middle school kid called me Gay Bob Queer Pants. I laughed for 3 days. That's pretty good.
I had to laugh.
Yeah. Yes, can I have a 6-piece mixed slut nuggets and a large Coke, please? The sad thing is if you go to McDonald's and do that, they're just going to be like, "Okay, drive through," They don't care. How about this one? "You look like a bag of smashed assholes." That also kind of sounds like Tanya, doesn't it? Except she would say it like, "This is smashed assholes."
Yeah, that would sound like Tanya.
My old lady calls me a menstrual blood fart when I misbehave. Wow, I like that one. Menstrual blood fart. I like it. And this last one says, I am a fan of douche canoe, cock juggling thunder cunt, and cum absorbent waffle stomper. I just introduced Tanya to the phrase cock juggling thunder cunt a couple of days ago. Well, these weren't numbered, so I'm just going to say A+.
Yeah, I give it A+ on that.
Yeah, it wasn't numbered.
It was fun.
And I don't feel like sitting there counting them, so there you go. Let's see what else I got here. Let's see. I'm trying to feature some people that don't always get featured. Let's see. Okay, alright. I don't know how you're going to deal with this one here. Let's see. This is from Slayer Darth. He sent a couple of lists here. This first one, I'm not going to do, man. Slayer Darth sent in the top 5 reasons the Moogle Master will never get laid. He's another contributor. I'm not going to do it. That's just mean, dude.
That is mean.
Yeah. Number 5, though, it's top 5 songs that should play whenever Julie and John make love. That would be me and my girlfriend. So, he's suggesting 5 songs that should play when I'm fucking my girlfriend. Let's do it. Let's see, number 5, Don't Give Up on Us by David Soul. Number 4, Don't You Want Me by the Human League. Good Lord. Number 3, Rock Around the Clock by Bill Haley and His Comets. Number 2, Oh Yeah by Yellow. And number 1, You Sexy Thing by Hot Chocolate. Dude, you suck, man.
Come on, there's a whole internet of songs out there. You get something original, jeez.
Me and Julie are both very into metal, so that's what goes on. Yeah, no. 1 out of 5.
Yeah, 1 out of 5.
1 out of 5. Any other ones in here that are good? Ugh.
Hoping
No.
not from that guy.
Well, he has sent good ones in the past, but I think he's run out of good ideas. So there you go. I'm. You know what? Let's move away from this guy then, because I'm creeped out now. Actually, you know what? I got one more from him that I'm going to do just because it's creepy, and we're just going to make him look creepy. It's the top 5 female Disney animated movie characters that he wouldn't mind boning.
Okay, sounds like half the people on the internet, but okay.
Sounds awful. Well, let's see. Number 5, Elsa from Frozen. I think it would freeze and snap off.
Okay.
Shrinkage.
Blue balls?
Number 4 is... Yeah, blue balls, literally. Number 4, Snow White. Dude, Snow White is not hot.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Number 3 is Jane from Tarzan. Okay. Fair enough, I guess. Number 2... What? Really? Number 2 is Mirage from The Incredibles. If you like bobbleheads, I guess. And number 1, and I told you I was just doing this list to make him look bad, is the chick lion from The Lion King.
Okay.
You want to bang a cat. Like most of the internet, as you said. 5 out of 5! Best list ever!
Sure, why not?
What
5
the
out of 5.
fuck, man? You are a weird man. But I've been telling him that for ages, and he doesn't. He thinks I'm joking, but I'm not. He's weird. He's a very strange guy.
Yeah, he could be one of those people that they act completely weird on the internet, but in real life, they're actually normal people.
You know what? I get that feeling that he's probably in real life the most boring fuck in the world. Because he does send in also a lot of really boring lists. Like, he sent in lists about museums a lot, like top 10 museums in London, and I'm like, who the fuck cares? Who cares? Alright. Alright, so, okay, so let's go back to Alex Shannon. He sent a list from Fox4KC.com, which is 28 internet acronyms every parent should know, which was their headline. Alex Shannon's version of the list is 28 internet acronyms that Fox in Kansas City doesn't know the definition of or just flat out made up. So, let's see.
This is going to be good, I hope.
Okay, we'll make a little game out of this. I'll give you the acronym and you tell me what you think it is.
Sure.
IWSN.
I win such names.
Apparently, according to Fox, it's I want sex now. I don't think anybody's ever used that, ever.
I don't think so.
Okay, GNOC.
Google not office compliant.
Get naked on camera.
What?
I guess, yeah. Okay, NIFOC. I want to hear what creative thing you're going to come up with is going to be better than this. NIFOC.
International Nose Observation Focus Consortium.
Okay, you're a little dyslexic because it was N-I. Not
Yeah, whatever.
It's naked in front of computer. I don't think it's real. I've never heard that one. Okay, P-I-R. That's a real simple one. P-I-R. Pretty irritating rat. I don't know. No, what do you think it is? P-I-R.
Let's see.
Come on, give me something.
Hold on.
We're dead air here. We realize I am recording.
Protagonistic influx reactionarism.
Oh my god. Apparently it's parent in room. Now I know that kids use these kind of codes, but they would actually say POS for parent over shoulder. They wouldn't say PIR. So. Okay, now this next one is not really an acronym, but it's CU46, and they're trying to say that's CU46 because that's what it sounds like when you say it. I don't think anybody uses that.
No.
53X is sex. I honestly, I mean, maybe back in 1997 people were using that. Not now.
Well,
apparently, these
back.
next two go together, number 7 and 8, they bother me because apparently typing a 9 is a code for parent watching. Which I could see that kind of thing being real, but then 99 is parent gone. If the parent's gone, why would you need to use a code?
Yeah.
1147 and then a dash is apparently a party meeting place. I don't even get that. Okay, this one's an acronym, THOT. What do you think it is?
Texas has oppressive tantrums.
THOT, but okay.
I said Texas has oppressive tantrums.
Oh, oppressive. Okay, all right. I thought you said impressive. Okay.
Well, it'd be true too, but you know.
They do. No, I mean, I honestly think that's a kid who can't spell the word thought. You know what I mean? But apparently, according to Fox, it's that hoe over there. You wouldn't be texting that. You'd be
you would not be texting that.
You'd be pointing. You know?
Yeah, it's
okay.
like that
according
hoe
to them,
over there. Like
CID is acid, like the drug. I don't think. I mean, they would just say acid. Apparently, the word broken means hungover from alcohol. The people don't say that. Sorry. 420 is marijuana. Yeah, I know. We know. We the 60s existed.
Yeah.
I said this one earlier. POS is parent over shoulder. That one does exist. Sugar pic is apparently slang for suggestive or erotic photo. That can't. I gotta Google that. Can that be a thing? Let me see.
Please find out. Please find out.
Sugar pic. Let's see. It's a hashtag. Let's see. There is a hashtag. Sugar pic. You know what it is? It's pictures of like candy and shit. All the hashtag sugar pic is like candy.
Fox News strikes again.
It's not Fox News. It's like a local channel. So it's
Okay.
It's Fox 4 in Kansas City. Okay. KOTL. I'm not gonna make you go through it. It's KOTL. They're saying is kiss on the lips. Why would we need a code for that?
Yeah, they call emojis.
Yeah, exactly. You would just use the kiss emoji for that. LMIRL. They're saying is let's meet in real life. You would say, let's meet IRL.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say
Why confuse it?
Yeah. Prawn is porn. Everybody knows that one. TDTM, talk dirty to me. I don't think people use that one.
Maybe
apparently, 8 means oral sex. I don't know about that one.
Get kind of confused on that.
CD9 or Code 9, meaning your parents are around. IPN, I'm posting naked. I think they made that one up.
I think so too.
LH6, let's have sex. You're not going to get laid if you say that. WTTP, wanna trade pictures. DOC. Now, you and I both know if you say DOC, you're referring to like Microsoft Word.
Yeah.
Apparently, according to them, it's drug of choice. TWD is texting while driving? I doubt that.
Because in the time that you'd be typing TWD, you'd get into a car accident.
If anybody texts TWD, they're almost certainly referring to The Walking Dead.
Yes.
Absolutely sure on that. Wow. GYPO is get your pants off. That ain't gonna work on a chick ever.
Nope.
And finally, KPC is keeping parents clueless. I think Fox made that one up.
I think so.
I'm gonna Google it just to be sure.
Yeah, let's we can use some more laughs, because, I mean, Fox News is funny enough, but...
Well, there's a lot of companies called... I'm gonna type in KPC acronym and see what comes up. Okay, KPC on internetslang.com. Let's see. Well, it does come up as keep parents clueless, although it probably exists because of that article, so... Yeah. Well, anyway,
you will never know.
Yeah, the world will never know. At a 28, for sheer amusement, I'll give it like a 18. What do you say, James?
I'll give it a 17.
Just for sheer amusement.
Yeah.
Right?
There were a few chuckles in there, but most of them were kind of cringeworthy.
Well, I think that was the point, though. I think that's why they linked me to it. Because it's cringeworthy. Let's see what else I got here. No to those.
That bad?
Just more appropriate to the other show, you know? That link doesn't even work. Let's try this one here. Okay, this is from Smosh, and I think I want to make this the last one because I'm getting very hungry and I want to get out of here and go to Dunkin' Donuts and get some food.
Alright.
8 stars who hated their own movies.
Okay, this has potential.
Should be interesting, yeah. Okay, so the first one is, here, how about this? I'm going to give you the star. You try to guess which role they regretted that much, okay?
Sure, why not?
So first off, Shia LaBeouf.
Any Transformers movie?
Well, apparently, there's 2 here. He does regret the second one and also the Indiana Jones that he was in.
I can see why.
I had no problem with any of the... I had no problem with any of the Transformers movies. I did enjoy them. That Indiana Jones movie was a piece of shit, though.
Yeah.
And you know the precise moment that it became a piece of shit was when he showed up on screen. Like, even the whole thing about the fridge and the nuke and all that, you know what? It was dumb, but, whatever. I can let that go. Once he showed up, it became boring. Okay, Mark Wahlberg. What do you think Mark Wahlberg regrets other than his rap career?
His Transformers movie.
I haven't seen that, so I can't judge it, but, The Happening, the M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong movie that he did.
Okay, well, I guess I can see why.
Yeah. This is what he said. He said, it is what it is. Fucking trees, man. The plants. Fuck it. You can't blame me for not wanting to try to play a science teacher. At least I wasn't playing a cop or a crook. Right. Kate Winslet. What movie do you think Kate Winslet regrets?
Titanic?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the reason for that?
Now, here it is, though. Apparently, it's not so much the movie, but it's that she is highly critical of her own performance.
Oh, okay.
So there you go. Jeff Bridges.
R.I.P.D.?
Yes! And he should regret it. It was awful.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I mean, the character was funny, but just the whole concept was like...
Well, you know what? It's like...
It could have been done better.
You're taking Men in Black and Ghostbusters and then mashing them into something that sucks. How do you do that?
Blame the director.
Yeah. James Franco.
Now,
this is tough, because he mostly does good movies.
Yeah.
But he did one really bad one. I did see it. It was bad.
This is the end?
No, Your Highness.
Oh, okay.
Medieval stoner movie.
Yeah, okay,
It had
alright.
a couple of funny moments, but he said it sucked, and he was pretty much right.
Yeah.
Katherine Heigl.
Knocked up?
Yes. Not because it was bad, but because she thought it was sexist.
I can see why.
Yeah, I can see it. Jim Carrey.
Kick-Ass 2.
Yes, you probably heard about that. He didn't like the violence.
Yep, the whole violence thing.
Mm. Alec Guinness.
Huh. Drawing a blank. Sorry.
Well, I actually knew that he hated Star Wars. Hated it.
Ah,
Hated
okay.
every moment of being in it. As a matter of fact, later, apparently there was this kid that asked him to sign an autograph, and he told him that he'd seen Star Wars like 100 times or something, and he said he would sign the autograph if the kid promised to never watch Star Wars again. Yeah.
Goddamn.
Well, there you go. That's all of them. These weren't numbered, so... there was. It was 8. Yeah, 8.
8.
Yeah.
That was...
I mean, even like Titanic wasn't a bad movie, but her performance wasn't good, and she was right to be critical of it.
Yeah, definitely.
So there you go. Now, I know I said I wanted that to be a last one, but there's a similar list that it linked to that I want to do real quickly before we stop.
Sure, why not?
It's 7 musical artists who hate their own songs.
Huh, okay.
So we'll try the same thing. We'll see if you know. Warrant.
No idea who that is.
Okay, it's the only Warrant song anyone knows, which is Cherry Pie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they hate it. The Beatles.
Mule in Yellow Submarine?
Actually, they should regret Obla D. But no, the actual answer is Let It Be. Not because they thought the song was bad. The song is awesome. It's because they didn't like the production on it.
Ah.
Which is why that whole album got re-released with better production later on, Let It Be Naked. Okay, Lady Gaga. Any ideas there?
No.
For Lady Gaga? I don't know the song Telephone. Apparently she not only hates the song, but she also hates the video. So there you go.
That does sound familiar, but yeah, no.
Okay, I know about this one. Radiohead. What song do you think Radiohead hates?
For some reason, I'm drawing a blank. It's
Well,
weird.
in situations like this, all you have to think is, well, what's the most popular song? Because usually artists wind up hating their hits because they got to play it so many times. Creep by Radiohead, they hated it.
Oh, okay.
Because they felt it overshadowed everything else they did.
Yeah.
Oasis. Like, once again, just what do you... Most popular Oasis, Chad? Fucking Wonderwall.
Right.
They weren't even that good to begin with, so...
Yeah.
Mandy Moore.
No
Man,
clue.
I actually forgot that she was a singer. I thought she was just a really bad actress, but I forgot that she was a singer first. Apparently, the song Candy, she hates it.
Okay. Yeah.
Lil Wayne is the last one. I don't know. I know that Lil Wayne doesn't know what a crabapple is. That's about as much as I know about the guy.
I had no clue. I have no idea about him.
Apparently, he hates the song Yuck. So there you go.
With a name like that, I don't blame him.
I know, right? It's probably an acronym. You undress cool ketamine. I don't know. Out of 7, this one was less enjoyable than me. I'll give it like a 4. What do you say, James?
I'm good at 4.
The movie one was better. Okay, so that's been the List Critics with me and Tanya and James this time. Thank you for sticking around because Tanya had to cut out.
Oh, no problem.
We'll see you guys later in the month for List Critics 2 and next month with more List Critics. See ya.